Hello everyone and welcome back to Tea for One. This is your host Essence and I just want to say welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing this podcast to listen to. All I do is yap. All I do is talk about things that happen to me, things that I'm going through, how life is treating me. So I'm thankful that you would like to listen. I just got back from Brazil. That is what's newest and poppin' with me. I was debating on if I was ready to share everything that I learned with people, and I think I am now. So I'm excited to share this with you guys. I did do a little brainstorming, so that's where this comes in. But this is all my perspective. I know I say it a lot, but I want you guys to go out and experience the world for yourself, because nothing that I have to say will do justice to the experience in real time. And I don't want you to get discouraged. I don't want you to waver your thoughts or feelings because of something that I have to say. Again, this is my own experience and I'm just gonna share it with you. So I have travel tips, I have days running through the whole experience coming up, so let's talk. First of all, I hope you guys are all having a beautiful week. The weather in Vegas has been incredible, in my opinion, as far as the whole LA fires thing going on. Usually I feel like we get some back end of the smoke and wind and stuff like that, but it's been very peaceful here, so I'm thankful for that. It's been helping my plants grow. A few plants did die when I was in Brazil because my mom forgot that I had plants in my windowsill, and I'm staring at them right now and they're just beautiful. So with two dying, I replaced it, of course. We have Shelly on the counter now, who is just this beautiful dark purple vibe, just helping me breathe better. So arriving in Brazil, I didn't know what to expect. I feel like since my last trip to Toronto, I don't really have expectations for how something's gonna go. If I'm thrown to the wolves, then I will be forced to be there, be clear, be ready. But Brazil was only interesting because the language barrier. I recommend, if you ever decide to go to any part of South America, make sure that you learn a little bit of their language. I did learn a little bit of Portuguese while I was out there, and I think the language is very sexy. The way that people speak it to you, especially at this Brazilian steakhouse, really fits what it looks like on movies. And honestly, I was comparing Brazil to Man on Fire and Colombiana because these are just movies that have had Brazil in it, or some part of South America, so I was assuming it would be like that. And also Fast and the Furious, which is insane and also so funny because the way that Vin Diesel said it, he says Brazil with an S. That's how it is. Only Americans spell Brazil with a Z, but it's actually spelled with an S in Brazil. Yeah, it's crazy. The more you know. So I had to deal with a lot of fluctuating things arriving in Brazil. We landed late at night, so it was going on 10 p.m. when I had finally gotten my luggage. And the first thing that I know that I always have to do when I'm traveling internationally is get a SIM card. So I searched for a booth inside of the airport, and thankfully they had one. I was having second doubts because I had an option to get a SIM in Panama because I had a little layover in Colombia before I went to Sao Paulo, and yeah, I thought that I had missed out on an opportunity to get a sim, but thankfully I didn't. That took a few minutes, and I was kind of worried because I had to get to the rental car system, which, if I'm being honest, yes, I would drive again, but for me being out there by myself for my first time, it was absolutely insane of me to decide to drive. But we got through it. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. But I was on a mission to make sure that everything aligned so I didn't lose my reservation at the rental car service. Because I guess that's something that happens. They give your spot away. And yeah, I was like, okay, I will make sure I'm there on time. And I was semi on time. I had to take a bus from the airplane to a airport because we were in this remote area that could only take like backup airplanes, and Copa Airlines was what I flew with, so they ended up having to be transported on this remote space near the airport. So took a bus from the airplane to the airport, and then from the airport we had to take a shuttle to the rental car service, but you had to get the rental car service at a different terminal, which was 20 minutes away, and had to take a super filled bus at capacity, probably over capacity, bus to Terminal 3 from Terminal 1 to get the rental car. So again, language barrier things, also having to deal with that was kind of pressurous, but I should have known, and I'll make sure that I do that. And also make sure if you're traveling you bring the right adapter, because no one will save you. This is something that you have to premeditate, and you have to make sure that you have it, because that is your number one responsibility. You can't get around if, one, you don't have any internet service, or if you don't even have a phone to begin with because it's dead. So creating awareness that you have to find a whole different plug-in is something that's necessary. Yeah, so ended up checking into the Airbnb. Quite easy, although everything is written in Portuguese, so kind of had to use Google Translator, which thank God that's there. Very thankful. And yeah, I feel like one thing that helps me when I travel is typically I have a list, just a small list on my phone of things that I have to do, and in what order does it best make sense. Especially traveling by myself, I learned that I need to make sure that I have things that I'm doing, that I'm not doing, but I know that I would like to do it. As far as, like, say for instance, I'm going on a vacation and all I want to do is be on the beach. I know all I want to do is be on the beach, so that's where I will be. But for Sao Paulo, I kind of Googled around what to do, and I either had to walk there or I was gonna drive. But the parking is so bad. Typically you either have to pay for it in a little lot, or you're parking on the street but you're getting your car towed. And that was a scary thing, because I think that almost happened my first day. I was like, can I park here? Is it okay if I park here? And they're like, yeah, but it says street cleaners are coming, so da 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 da. But yeah, time difference is crazy too. Brazil was 5 hours ahead, so at one point I do remember I started my period on the second day, so it was a Monday, and I had to stay in bed. I could not move, and I felt so bad because I spent my first vacational day in Brazil in bed sleeping. And it's just because I could not handle it. My stomach was hurting. so bad. I don't know what happened this period, but it was the worst cramps. Ugh, I still remember it. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I didn't even want to go get the food from downstairs. It hurt so bad. But yeah, the Airbnb was a small condo. It had a balcony, so when it rained, I was out on that balcony taking pictures and videos because it would thunderstorm. It would pour. Rain, rain, rain. Nothing like Vegas sees, dude. Nothing. It was so beautiful. And yeah. Food, yeah, to be honest, maybe this is because I didn't venture out enough, but the food was mid. It's a good, okay. So they don't use any of the bad shit that the United States put into our food. Everything was clean, everything was delicious as far as nutritional wise, but flavor and seasoning, non-existent, bro. Non-existent. So it felt like the whole time I was starving. And it's probably because my dad is the most gifted, and we are so blessed by him because he cooks for us and he has all of these amazing meals. I was not feeling it in Brazil. I was not. I was like, Dad, please fly out here. They don't know nothing about you. Y'all don't even get it. Y'all don't even know. Y'all won't even play with seasoning. My dad will fuck up some shit with some flavor. But yeah. Brazil is beautiful. It's warm. It was warm. It was nice. I took a nap on the beach while it rained, and that was wonderful. It was cloudy and gloomy, but it was still very warm, which I liked. So I went to sleep. Of course I'm gonna go to sleep. My sister ended up, there was a whole change in plans. My sister ended up not getting clearance, so I was gonna be in Brazil for a week and a half by myself, and I didn't want to do that because I went out there with intentions to celebrate my sister's birthday at first. And since she couldn't go, I decided one night that I would continue out my stay in Sao Paulo and then fly out to DC to visit her for her birthday and celebrate her like we intended to do in Brazil. And although I did drop a pretty penny on that whole change, I still feel like I was in Sao Paulo for a really long time. Like, time was going by fast, don't get me wrong, but it felt like I had done all of the touristy things. Literally went to the biggest Amazonian park in South America, and I walked that, and it felt like I was in Switzerland, not gonna lie, just from photos. And I went skydiving, which 11 out of 10, you guys, if you ever get the chance to do it, I recommend, because it'll definitely teach you a little bit about blankness in your mind, in your presence, in time. Completely having to surrender to that moment in its entirety, in every feeling, in every unknowing. Just do it. And it's, I don't even want to tell y'all. I don't even want to tell y'all what it felt like. I just want you to go out and do it. It'll change you in the best way possible. Just like taking risks like that. If it's meant to be, it'll be. And also, if you ever get the chance to, you should, in my opinion. You just don't know till you know, if you get me, Biggie. But anyways, oh, I also went to a spa. Oh my God. The spa lady, her name is Chia. She wrecked my back so good. So good. I ended up coming back and tipping her in American money because god damn, no one has ever cared about my body like the way that she did. And she really got deep up in me. She really changed my life. She really committed herself to caring about me and caring about my healing journey, and she was a great part of that. And I also went to the chiropractor today because I'm doing better at taking care of my body, and I went to the gym to stretch it all out, and I've been drinking water because 2025 we're being the healthiest, the happiest, and the horniest we've ever been. Shout out to Essence Len Pickett. Oh, you know what else happened, you guys? Progressive put somebody else on my insurance policy without my consent, and then canceled my whole mother effing insurance policy. So I was driving around insuranceless for a month because they decided to put someone else who I have no idea who they are on my insurance policy, and because that person didn't pay and they didn't notify me, they canceled my entire policy that I paid in full. Oh gosh. These are just life things, you know, life happens. Sometimes you get really mad. Sometimes you just anger it out. But what else? I also wanted to talk about I realized when traveling that I mostly enjoy it when there are other people around to be with me. I liked going to Dubai by myself because I had someone who I was meeting out there, and I could spend a good amount of time between people and meeting people and putting myself out there, and then spending alone time by myself. But in Brazil, I feel like I did have a target on my back at certain points. I never felt dangerous. I never felt in danger. I never felt like someone was going to kidnap me or steal something from me. But I felt like I had a target on my back because, for one, I'm pretty and attractive, and a lot of men don't like what I look like, what Vegas girls look like. You don't see that out there. You just don't see our type out there, and I'm just being honest. So people were definitely looking. I was a young lady by myself. It was evident I was by myself. And for 3, I'm just small, and like I look like I'm going somewhere. I always focus on what I have to do so that no one fucks with me or tries to do anything to me. So I think that also puts a target on my back because people just see that I'm walking fast. Maybe I did something. Maybe I'm doing something, you know? So, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I'm definitely going back to Brazil. I will explore the northern part more because I hear and see that there are beautiful dunes, like white sand dunes with a lake right in the middle with the clearest water you will ever see in your life. Just chilling in Brazil. So I don't know, this was a cute little dip my toes in. And I'm not a partier, but I did go to a rooftop bar. That was as much as party got, and I got a little drunk, and that was super fun. That was super fun and beautiful. But I didn't go out to places that everyone's like, oh yeah, when you go to Brazil, you can go to Carnival, or you can go to a bunch of bars and parties and stuff like that. But I don't really like to do that, especially not on vacation. On vacation, I just like to relax, go to a spa, drink some good water, eat some good food, talk and chill. Nothing too crazy. But, oh, if you're traveling to Brazil, be careful because they do take advantage of Americans. There was one restaurant that was really fancy and nice, and they tried to overcharge me for things that I didn't order. And obviously, it's because of the language barrier, and obviously, I look like I don't know shit. But I double checked and I saw that they had charged me for something that they had put on my table that I didn't even touch, I didn't even eat. There was one thing that was a charcuterie board with bread that they put on my table that I did eat, and I told them that I would pay for it, but I did not order it. And then there was like 3 sauces, so what was going to be a $75 USD check ended up coming out to just $35 for what I asked to be prepared for me. And so that's another thing, just making sure that they charge you correctly, because they will take you out of your money if you don't double check. It happened at 2 restaurants. The other one, the girl put an automatic gratuity without asking, and it was only for me. So I was like, I'm confused. I'll tip. I was gonna tip, but if it already comes with it, then why am I gonna pay more? You know, like no one let me know that. So just making sure. And then another travel tip is when you're packing for a place like Brazil, save room for if you like to buy things, because that's definitely a place where you will, and you can reuse your clothes. You don't have to overpack clothes, outfits, this and that. Like Sao Paulo and that whole beachy area over there is made for like shorts, a tank top, but then you go and then you get these souvenirs that they have on the beach that are handmade or like designed intricately just for tourists and stuff like that. And I feel like that's more valuable. Like just if you're planning and packing to go to Brazil, just do it lightly, because there's a lot more out there that is not so expensive, better quality, and just like more creative for you to see and to get and bring back to home, you know, and show people what you got. So that's something that I recommend. Check your bills, get a different outlet plug. Always bring backup pants, like 1 pair of pants, even if it's summer. With pants as well, definitely shoes, because you just never know. You never know. Some days it was absolutely pouring and beautiful, but some days it was so warm. So you never know. But people said that it would be scary and it would be dangerous. I didn't go to any dangerous parts. I wasn't putting myself anywhere near danger. Never felt it, never thought about it, even when I walked, because I walked up and down our neighborhood and in the area so much because I love to walk, and parking again was a pain in the booty, so I didn't want to do that. But it was safe. It was safe to me. There was only one night where I was out past 10 and I did keep my boyfriend's knife on me, and that didn't get used. I ended up putting it away, but I had it out just in case, you know. But I love rooftop bars. I learned that I'm allergic to alcohol. I also had an allergic reaction to the papaya, but I did go back and get more 2 days in a row at the same cafe because I loved it so much. So much for an allergic reaction. I got it all over my hands. But yeah. I think that's all, but I'll definitely say if something else comes up. So after Brazil, I touched down in DC and I had the most wholesome days with my sister. it really feeds me to know that there are people out there who go through the same thing as you, especially women. We did a podcast together, and then later the next day we ended up having a really deep conversation about certain things in life that we don't need to accept anymore, that we could just put a pamper on and let it be what it is. A lot of things this year, we're just gonna let it be what it is. No control, no hold. We let go. And it feels good. I'm excited to have some special guests coming on. I hope you guys look forward to that. I'm excited for this year. I'm staying in tune with myself and making sure that I always put myself first, because it's important to take care of myself and to pamper myself, and when I do that, I'm able to do it for other people. So yeah, life is good. Everything is swell. I am grateful for this moment. I am pushing myself. Once every week I will go to the gym, and once every week I will do a podcast. And so here we are. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy this episode. Stay safe, be well, fall in love, and let go of everything. Bye.